1968 can by all means be considered the year heavy metal was born, because it was the year pioneering bands Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, and Black Sabbath formed. Since then, numerous bands and numerous fans all over the world have made and enjoyed metal. Today I'm going to explore the metal scene of Angola. Angola is a large country in southern Africa with a population of about 37 million people. It was a Portuguese colony starting around the 16th century until its independence in 1975, but in the same year the country descended into a devastating civil war, which lasted until 2002. Since then, Angola has become a relatively stable republic, and while it has the fastest growing economy in the world, the majority of Angolans have a very low standard of living still. Angolan folk and pop music has been shaped by both broader musical trends as well as the political history of the country. It has not had a lot of success internationally, but has thrived locally, and music is an important part of the Angolan national identity, especially after so much was lost in the Civil War. Now, the metal scene in Angola seems to have only had a chance to properly take roots after the end of the Civil War, although rock music was still being played in bars and cities all throughout the war. Peace and an improving economy meant people had more time and more means to make music again, and rock music also made its way to Angola from Portugal, since a lot of people had fled there and had family in Portugal, and of course the availability of computers and the internet meant that people were able to discover more rock and metal from all around the world. But it was also a way to communicate with each other, since a lot of roads were still destroyed or dangerous to travel by. The metal scene in Angola grew because people and bands in different parts of the country not only shared music from abroad, but also their own music. And their own metal is inspired by those decades of war, the devastation, and rebuilding hope out of a seemingly hopeless situation. Death Metal Angola is a documentary that covers the blossoming of the scene in the 2010s and follows one woman, Sonia Ferreira, the mother figure behind an orphanage for boys, and her boyfriend, Wilker Flores, as they launch Angola's first ever metal festival in Huambo, Angola's second largest city, which was heavily bombed in the late 1990s. The raw energy of death metal is a way for these young people to express themselves and find an outlet for their struggles, build a community, and to rediscover and reinvent their culture. Since the music not only takes influence from abroad, but also incorporates local sound and cultural elements. And yeah, that festival was really tiny and it took 4 hours to get the electricity working for the shows, but the crowd was having a blast and the bands for sure inspired a ton of new metal musicians. Before Crush is a metalcore band featured in the documentary, formed in 2006 as a punk band called Nightmare Today. They cite Blind Witness, Sea of Treachery, and Killswitch Engage as their main influences and have enjoyed success in Angola as well as abroad, having toured in Europe and the United States. They have independently released an EP titled Ídolos Ancorados and are one of the Angolan bands on the split record titled You Failed, Now We Rule. Another band featured on that record is Dor Fantasma, who play thrash metal. They formed in 2006 under the name Slave and released a pop rock demo. They changed their name and style in 2007 and have since released one full-length album titled Ovim Bundu in 2021. Horde of Silence is a black metal project started by one of the members of Dor Fantasma. They still seem to be active but officially never released more than one song featured on You Failed, Now We Rule. Kishi plays a mix of death metal, stoner rock, and doom. They formed in 2017 and have since released a full-length album in 2018 and an EP titled Chaos in 2023, in which they reflect on their personal feelings in the face of the chaos caused by the pandemic. And it also talks about wars and personal struggles against demons from Angolan mythology. Get stoned. Neblina might be the oldest metal band to come out of Angola, formed back in 2001, though they split up in 2011. They played good old heavy metal with some alternative, progressive, and gothic influences. They released 2 full-length albums, Innocence Falls in Decay in 2006 and Feedback in 2010. They gained some international fame and played Windhoek Metal Fest in Namibia and played a few shows in Germany. Porta Magna is a death metal band active since 2020. They only have a couple of singles out officially, but they have gathered a bit of a following, and honestly the music goes pretty hard, so I hope this band can continue to grow. Singra play a mix of groove, thrash, and metalcore, formed in 2008 and have so far released a couple of EPs and 1 full-length album titled A Casa Assombrada in 2023. I really love the energy of this band, nasty riffs, even nastier vocals. I hope they can gather a bigger following because I honestly think they deserve it. Silken Roots is a heavy metal and hard rock band active since 2018. Initially they had the idea of playing melodic metal with a female vocalist. After a few shows, the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 led to major challenges and member departures. Founder Fabio Bussa reassembled the band, shifting to a heavier sound with a male singer. They have re-released a few singles and seem to be doing well as a live band. Now in the black metal department we have Nebula Difusa, which formed in 2015 but split up in 2019. They have 1 demo titled Vazio Profundo, and the music is full of that beautiful despair you want from good black metal. Sands in Darkness may have been the first black metal project from Angola, formed in 2013 and split up in 2022. They have a demo and a few EPs and 1 full-length album titled Native Blood. Shadows dance over twilight. Honestly, another really solid black metal band, though it seems in general Angola's scene does not have many other bands like this going around. I'm sure there are many other bands that as of yet didn't have the chance to really put themselves out there, considering most people sadly still live in extreme poverty. And yet, they have found ways to find each other, form bands, organize festivals, and make some very awesome music, against the odds, and I honestly find that incredibly inspiring. So yeah, those were some metal bands from Angola that I wanted to highlight. As always, everything is linked down in the description where you can find these bands and listen to them and support them. Please subscribe if you would like to keep up with this series and other stuff that I make, which is mostly just basic-ass reaction videos. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. In the meantime, be kind to each other and to yourself, and I will see you soon. Bye.